Now we're going to discuss a different rule in grammar, which is have to, don't have to, has to, doesn't have to. Now, why do we use them? We use them when we talk about something necessary or obligatory. يعني إشي ضروري أو إجباري. In order to form it, we need to abide by certain rules, which we will discuss right now. Look at the side here. In order to form anything related to the singular subject, he, she, it, we need to use has to. In the negative, doesn't have to. And when we form a yes-no question, we form it using does. If we have a plural subject like have to, I, you, we, they, we have to use have to. In the negative form, don't have to. And in question, do. We ask a yes-no question using do. Now, we're going to go over the first one, which is the positive, affirmative statement. You have to have an umpire. Umpire is someone similar to a referee, but in tennis game. Do you remember? We talked about it. حكم المباراة. But first, let's discuss the parts of the sentence. You is a subject here. And then we add have to as it is. And then we have the verb one. And then the rest of the sentence and a full stop. It's very easy. This is the formation of the sentence. Now let's look at number 2, which is the negative form. He, one person, does not, contraction, اختصار, doesn't have to come today. So let's look at the segments of the sentence here. He is our subject. And then doesn't as a contraction, as it is, and then have to, I add it as it is, and then come, which is verb 1, and then the rest of the statement, which is today, a time marker. We're talking about today. Very easy. Let's look at the interrogative, which when we ask questions, yes, no questions, do they have to walk here? Now, we're talking about a plural subject, a group of people. So what do we use? Do, as we mentioned above here. So let's drop do as it is, and then I add this subject, which will be they in this case, and then have to as it is, and then verb 1, and then the rest of the question. Now, in case you want to answer with the affirmative answer, or let's say positive answer, we say yes. Yes, what? They have to. And we put a full stop. Now, if we have the negative or a negative answer, what do we say? No, no, and what? No, they, since we have they, don't, and have to as it is, and then a full stop. And that's it. It's very easy. You need to remember the subject. If it is singular, has to. If it is plural, have to. In case of the negative, as we mentioned, for the singular, doesn't have to. Doesn't, does not, the contraction, اختصارها. Have to, and then does for the question. Now, for the plural, exception I, as a one person, we use have to. Do not, contraction, اختصارها, don't, have to. And when we ask a yes-no question, we start with do. Very easy. Practice it as much as you can. Well done.